Here we go.
And I believe I have you on. Can you hear me, bud? I guess not. Or wait, there you are. Hey, there you are. I think we got it. Can't hear? Let me see. Wait. That's unplugged. Yeah. Trying to get this work. For some reason, this isn't working. I have no idea why. Well, trying to have a guest here on 360 Wrestling Fanatic, but for some reason, I don't know, can't get it to work using one stream for some reason. I have no idea why. Gonna try to get them on here if we can. Like I said, trying to get our special guest on right now. Not sure why it's not working. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was just about to give up too and say maybe we could record it another way. But hello, Wrestling Fanatics. Finally, I believe we are live now with a good friend of mine who I've known for a while now, Riley Reinhart. Bud, it took a while, but we are finally live here now. Thanks for coming on.
Of course, we got here. That's all that matters.
And if you can see the shirt here, got the Riley Reinhart shirt on. Happy
It's
to
an
be
OG
here.
shirt.
So hopefully you're happy to be here on 360 Wrestling Fanatic right now.
I am. I'm excited.
And let's get into it. First of all, how did you get into the pro wrestling business? Where did you train?
You said how I got into it.
Yeah, how'd you train?
So I was an amateur wrestler for about from I think 5th grade all the way on until I graduated high school, and I was always a big wrestling fan. So oddly enough, I went to a wrestling show. My first ever independent wrestling show was at a bar called, forgot what it was called. It was like on Allen Road in Brownstown, Michigan. And I went there, and Trey Miguel, he was wrestling there. And I talked to him after the show because I liked his match and everything. And I was telling him how I was an amateur wrestler and how pro wrestling is always something I'd be interested in. So he started telling me about the school. It's called Skull and Bones. It's Trey Miguel, CK3, people like Jason Hodge that's in TNA now, Sam Beal who's in TNA for a while too. They all came from there. So he started telling me about the school and said they were doing a tryout and that I should come to the tryout. So I went to the tryout. Everything went well. I enjoyed it and just haven't stopped since.
That is awesome. And one promotion that you compete for quite a bit, IWR. I've talked
Mm-hmm.
about IWR, Insane Wrestling Revolution, runs right here, mostly in Monroe, Michigan.
Yep.
I'll talk about it in a little bit, but they're kind of, I guess you could say, expanding a little bit. But with IWR, though, how'd you get started with them?
Well, I trained at Skull and Bones, and this guy named CK3, he does all the commentary there. He's well known wrestler. He wrestled wrestled everywhere you can name, he's been. And he's one of the producers there. He like produces matches and like he's part of like their creative team and stuff. He's like part of the office, they say. So I was going like every wrestler does, like IWR. I was told to go, so I went there for a long time, and I was like helping out and stuff, just showing my face and everything. And eventually, they needed a spot. They needed someone to do like a manager role there, and I was supposed to go join like the A team, and I was gonna be like a kind of like a sailor gimmick. I was called Rear Commander Cody, and like I was supposed to just be a manager. So of course I took it. I was like 6 months into wrestling at that point, so I was like, of course I'm gonna try it out. So I took the spot, and there was like originally it was like a tag team in it, me, Johnny Bravo, and then this girl named Miss Canada. So there was one show where they were supposed to like the tag team was supposed to wrestle Rhino and Shane Douglas, and I was like maybe 9, 10 matches in at this point, really young. And one of the guys he tore his ACL or something like that. So they the day of the show, I remember I had like a few people walk up to me and they kind of were like, "Oh, today's a big day for you. Like it's your big day." And I didn't know. Like nobody told me what was gonna happen, so I was just like I was confused. Everybody was like saying like, "Oh, kill a kid. Like this is a big opportunity." And I didn't know what was happening because like I knew I was gonna manage them against Rhino. It was against Rhino and Shane Douglas in like a street fight. I didn't know that I was gonna wrestle. So like my 10th ever match, like my first ever match at IWR, and like my 10th ever match overall, I got to wrestle against Rhino and Shane Douglas in a street fight, which was insane. No pun intended. It was coolest experience. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life because like being from Detroit, I watched Rhino growing up and like known Shane Douglas from like ECW, WCW and stuff, and like being able to work with them and like actually like wrestle them was a really cool experience. And like I think I was 19 years old at the time. I was 19 when I wrestled Rhino and Shane Douglas, which is it's unheard of to have my 10th ever match against them.
Oh yeah, to be in there with two veterans, can even say legends in the business.
Yeah,
And you're talking about CK3 earlier. Yeah, like you
yeah.
said, he's been everywhere. I'm a big fan, and I remember I didn't know he was going to be there at the time, but I went to a SmackDown here at Joe Louis, and they had him. Well, at on the SmackDown tapings, they called him Conrad Barnes, I think, and teamed him up with Eddie Venom. I'm sure you're
Hey,
familiar
I know
with
Eddie.
him.
Yeah, CK.
Yeah, and they put him up against Jesse and Festus, which
Yeah, I've seen that match before. He showed
yeah,
us that match. So like, he did a lot of WWE extra work back in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. CK is like he's like my wrestling dad. If I like to this day still, if I have any problems, any issues, or I have questions, he's the first man I go to. He's like my wrestling father figure. He helped me out. He took me under his wing and like he really guided me to where I need to be. And like I want to be even close to where I am today if it wasn't for CK. He's an amazing man and he's so smart when it comes to this stuff. Like there's times where like I'll approach him with something and like I'll never would fight him the answer of what I'm gonna ask him, but like he always has solutions to everything. If it's just like a spot I want to try or like I'm trying to get on like a certain show or I'm trying to do this and this, his mind just doesn't stop when it comes to wrestling. He's genius.
oh yeah. To be honest, that's actually one of my favorite things about the IWR shows is hearing him on commentary, just because of
Yeah,
the insight that he adds. And also, IWR. Another good thing is another veteran here in Michigan independent wrestling, amazing Nate Manson. He's
yeah.
been here on 360 Wrestling Fanatic quite a few times, actually. But what are your thoughts on Amazing Nate?
He's great. He's one of those guys too where like when I was really young, like I still am really young in the business, but like he's helped me a lot. There's like been a lot of times where like he's just he taught me like I was telling Meltdown from 101 The Riff. He's always at the IWR shows. He was talking to me about Nate this past Thursday, and I was like, Nate's one of those guys where like he's just so smart on his feet. There's so many times where like I'll be at the school and he'll just throw me in the ring, and like we'll wrestle each other with like no idea at all. And like he's really good at making like people think and everything. Like he really taught me how to like be able to think on my feet, like because like yeah, like you never know what's gonna happen. Like we can come out with an idea of what's gonna happen when we go out there, but like stuff happens, stuff change when you go out there and everything. And like Nate really taught me, like, you got to be able to think on your feet because like you never know what's gonna happen out there. So like Nate's great at that stuff. He really is.
Now, I know IWR is one of your homes, but
Yeah.
you also compete. I know you were in Cleveland, Columbus
Mm-hmm.
recently. And what are some of the other promotions outside of Michigan you compete for?
One of the big ones I do, it's in Cleveland, Ohio. It's ran by EC3. It's called Exodus Pro Wrestling. They used to be affiliated with NWA, so like that was really cool because I got in there super young too, and like I was wrestling on the NWA YouTube channel monthly for them. That's a really good promotion. EC3 is also one of those great minds. Like he really takes care of the boys and stuff, and like just the way he thinks too. Like some of the stuff he'll tell me after my matches, it really opens your eyes. Um, I wrestle in Columbus at a place called Unsanctioned Pro. It's like more of like a GCW vibe. Like they do like collab shows at GCW. It's at like a dive bar in Columbus, right on Ohio State campus. It's just nobody's sitting. They're all like at a bar just drinking. They're around the ring. It's like kind of a rated R show, but it's like such a cool vibe. It kind of reminds me of like an old school ECW or like a GCW. Just people banging on the mat, doing the most foul thing. They do death matches. I love that place. Recently I've been getting out to Warrior Wrestling in Chicago. They're a really cool promotion. They bring in a lot of big names and stuff. I made my debut for them the day before my 23rd birthday in Cincinnati. That's a really cool place. I do a place called Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling. It's in Kalkaska, Michigan, which is pretty up north. That's a really cool place. I love working there too.
Oh yeah, I have heard of Mr. Chainsaw quite a bit. But now to move on a little bit here. Now, some people might have recognized you a little while back here in Detroit. AEW Collision was at the Masonic Temple, and old Ricochet tried to give you a little bit of a haircut. How was that like?
Yeah, so that was a crazy day because like that was my first time ever doing extra work, and I was like maybe like going in. I was probably like a little bit above 3 years in at that point. I was 22 years old, and so like I was there for 2 days. I was there for like Dynamite was on Wednesday, and then Thursday was Collision. So like on the first day I didn't have anything. So like when you don't have anything, you just eat good catering. You sit around. So like I don't mind like eating food, getting paid to watch wrestling, and hang out with a bunch of cool people. The second day though, that's when like we got a lot of stuff. So it was funny. Like before the show, you're allowed to like they call it the bowl, which is like basically like the barricaded area around the ring. Um, so I was sitting on like the other side of the barricade, and familiar with him. His name's Sean Dean. He's a
Yep.
part of the infantry with like Lee Moriarty and stuff. He's the one that handles all the extra work. He handles like all the extra work people. So I was sitting there. It was like a group of us guys, and we're just like sitting around. Like when you haven't been told what you're doing, that you're kind of just chilling, eating food. You're just kind of told to stand by in case you have something for you. So I was just sitting there, and Sean comes up to us, and he's like, "Hey, like we need someone for a spot tonight." And of course, everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it." Because like you get extra money and you get to be on TV. Who doesn't want to do that? So he's like, "Yeah, I need someone to get the haircut." And right after he said that, everybody just sunk into their seat. They're like, yeah, never mind, I'm not doing that. And even I did that. I sunk into my seat and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm doing that. Because like at this point, I had like bleach blonde hair. I was like rocking blonde hair at the time. So he was like, yeah, like I need someone to get their hair cut. Like we really need to. And I had like the shortest hair around these people. Like there was like two bald guys that couldn't do it, of course. And then like I had the shortest hair because I just got my hair cut before I went there. And all the guys they were like, oh, Cody and Riley would do it. Riley would do it. Riley would do it. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting my hair cut because like it was originally supposed to be like shaved bald. So funny enough, like I started joking with Sean. I'm like, hey man, I'm not gonna do it, but money talks. Money talks. Like, talking money, we can talk. And won't say the dollar amount, but he said a sub amount of money. And after he said that, I jumped up right away, and I was like, all right, I'll get my haircut. So
Oh, yeah.
it's funny because like they bring me to Ricochet, and Ricochet, one of the coolest guys ever, super cool with me. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna get your haircut." He like shook my hand, and he was like, "All right, we'll find you later." So and then like 20 minutes after that, they told me I was gonna wrestle on Ring of Honor. So I was thinking, I'm like, oh, if I'm wrestling on Ring of Honor, they're not gonna cut my hair. So I get on all my wrestling gear because I was like coming up, and they walk up to me, and like one of the producers did. It was who produced it? I think it was Tony Nese that produced that segment. Tony Nese walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, kid, you're like, what you doing in your gear?" I was like, "Oh, I was told I had a match." He's like, "You gotta get your hair cut first." I was like, "Oh my, I didn't even think about that." So they told me, they were like, "Yeah, we have like a barber on standby. So if your hair's all messed up, we can just shave you bald, or we can fix your hair before you go out there." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I get into like the gorilla position, and Ricochet kind of explains to me what's gonna happen. I was like, "All right, sweet." So the whole spot happens, whatever, and he throws me in the ring, and he had these like, they were like long scissors, like big prop scissors. So he pulls the scissors out, and he's like cutting my hair. He's trying to cut my hair, and he looks down at me, and all he says, he's like, "Oh shit, it's not working. It's not cutting." So he was able to get a little bit amount, and he was like, the goal was to like have a decent amount of hair, for he can hold it in his hand and get like the visual of it, but it didn't cut, which was like good for me because I already got the handshake saying I was gonna get paid the money. I mean, it's not my fault it didn't cut. It was like a win-win situation for me. So he wasn't able to cut it. So like he looks at me, and he's like, just sell up, just sell up. So like, Nash is a wrestler, and I did what he did. I got up, and like he held the scissors in his hand, and he looked like he was gonna stab me. But like it wasn't in the plans for him to do that. So now I'm scared. I'm like, what's about to happen? Like, I'm like, is he about to hit me in the head with this? Am I about to bump? Like, what's gonna happen right now? And luckily Zach Gowen came in before I had to figure out what happened, and I rolled out. But once I got to the back, it was really cool because like I went through Gorilla and stuff. Security like carried me in, and I had a lot of people like Sanjay Dutt. Sanjay Dutt walked up to me, shook my hand. Tony Khan shook my hand for it. So like I got a lot of praise for it too backstage, and then I got to wrestle on Ring of Honor legit like 20, 30 minutes later. I wrestled on Ring of Honor, so it was probably the coolest night of my life to be on like Collision with Ricochet, and then to wrestle in Ring of Honor, and like I did extra work again not long ago after that. And Ricochet walked up to me, gave me a hug. He remembered who I was and everything. So it was a cool experience. It really was.
The Ring of Honor match you worked was a 6-man, or was it in, yeah, 6-man tag with
It
Shape
was
Tape
eight
Promotions?
man.
Oh,
It was
8-man.
8 man. Yeah, it was. That was cool too.
And the second time, was it Tony Storm and somebody you had to break up?
Yeah, I did. I did Cincinnati, which was like that was 2 days too. And the first day, I was I split up Swerve Strickland and Okada, and then the second day I caught Athena jumping off the stage, and then yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Zach Gowen, I want to talk about real quick. Michigan's own. And how was he to work with? Was he cool?
Oh, yeah, Zach Gowen's super cool. Like I've met Zach Gowen like a lot of times, and every time he's been super cool to me. He's such a nice guy, genuine guy. He was super nice to me and stuff, and like he could tell I was a little nervous because like this is my first time ever on TV, so like he could tell I was nervous, and he was like, "Oh, you're good, man. Like you're all good. Like just gotta do what you gotta do." Yeah, Zach Gowen was super cool. I love Zach Gowen.
Yeah, he's another one I've had on a few times here on the podcast. And actually, a couple years ago, he promoted a show that was for a benefit for autism. Had Bret Hart on the show. Had
Yeah,
had the Motor City Machine Guns versus June Tai and Gavin Quinn, which was a great match. And do you think maybe he'll promote any more shows in the future?
I could see it. I was at that first show,
Oh yeah,
which was really really cool because CK was on the show too. I don't remember who CK wrestled, but he wrestled somebody, and CK is really good friends with Bret Hart, which is a fun fact. Bret, the Hart family, they run shows in Calgary still called the Dungeon and Dungeon Wrestling. And I was with my tag team partner Martian Webb there, and we're just doing what you gotta do. We were helping out, just trying to show face and everything. And we were behind the barricades, and we were like sitting in chairs around the ring, making sure no one jumped over in case they needed us. And we're sitting there minding our business, and like I had my phone on me, and I get a phone call, and it's from CK, and CK's in the back. CK calls me up, and he's like, "Hey, we need you in the back." I'm like, "Yep." So I go to the back, and I walk back there, and CK's like, "Come here, come here, come here." I'm like, "What's up, man?" And he introduces me to Bret Hart. He's like, "Oh, this is like one of my students," and like I was with my tag partner, and he goes, "Do you guys care if you guys drive Bret Hart back to his hotel room right now?" And we're like, "Heck yeah, we will. It's Bret Hart."
oh yeah.
So we were in Wayne, and we had to drive him to Romulus Airport, and like it's not far at all. It's maybe like a 10-minute drive. So my tag partner's driving, and Brett's in the front seat. He's in the passenger. And then Bret brings like a manager with him wherever he goes, and it's like his son-in-law or something. So my tag partner's driving, and like understand it's a 10-minute drive, and he's on the freeway, and he's just purposely missing every exit. He's like, "Oh, missed that exit, just for we had more time with Bret Hart, and like Bret didn't know any better. He's just yeah. So yeah, we ended up hanging out with Bret Hart for like 30 minutes, and like even when we got to the airport, like Bret sat in the car with us for a little bit, and he just told us a bunch of stories. It was really cool, and like he was really thankful of us. And then like a year later or so, CK texted Bret about us, and Bret remembered us and everything. So it's really cool that like Bret Hart acknowledges us and he remembers us. It was a cool experience.
That would be awesome. A true legend
Yeah.
in business giving you a compliment like that. And my next question, since you've started your career, do you have a favorite venue you have wrestled in?
It has to like, cause like I haven't wrestled like I've like wrestled around Michigan a lot, but I wrestled in Ohio a lot, Chicago area, like Pennsylvania. So I think my favorite venue had to have been the Masonic Temple in Detroit, because like I've been going to the Masonic Temple since I was a kid, and to be able to like if you watch the Ring of Honor match, you can see me in the middle of the ring. They did like a wide shot of the whole arena, and like I'm in the middle of the ring looking like an idiot, and I'm doing a whole spin, and I'm looking at everything, because like I remember my like mom and dad taking me to Masonic Temple when I was like 5, 6, 8 years old, 7 years old and stuff, and they would take me there to see like plays or see concerts and everything. And like when I was just standing in that ring, and like I was in front of my hometown crowd, and like I had my girlfriend there, my mom was there, my brothers were there, and like I had my whole family there, and I'm standing like in a ring, and all the lights are on me. Like I felt like I was now performing the Masonic Temple, and I used to watch people perform the Sonic Temple. So Sonic Temple was like most surreal venue I've ever wrestled in. It was so cool.
Yeah, I know the first time AEW was here in Detroit, they were at Little Caesars Arena, which I was at.
Mm-hmm.
You were too, right?
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Like knowing like I bought tickets for my birthday, and like fast forwarding a few years later, knowing like I was working for them while they were in Detroit, and like years before that I paid as a fan to go there. So yeah, I went to the original, the Blood and Guts.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, that's a big arena, can sell more tickets, but
Yeah,
honestly, the um uh we just said the name of it too.
Masonic Temple.
Yeah, but honestly, on TV, just was it in a ballroom or something? It looked great.
Yeah, it's kind of a ballroom. It's more of like a concert. Like like an opera concert theater. But yeah, I thought it looked really sweet. Like being there and like when you're in the ring, like everybody's looking at you and all the attention's on you and all the lights are on you. So it's like a whole different like ball field. Like cause like when you're like there, you're looking into lights, but like when you're in the ring, you're looking reverse. You're just looking into darkness and you're trying to see because like all the lights are shining on you and they're not trying to shine on the fans. So yeah, it was really sweet. Like it was a good visual.
And what is some of the best advice that you have received in the business so far from maybe any veteran wrestlers or anybody that has been in the business for a while?
Mm, Probably the number one is like wrestling. It's a cool job. Like at the end of the day, it's a job. You get paid. You get to travel and get paid. But like I got told before, like don't let it consume your whole life. Like it's cool and everything, and like wrestling's the sweetest thing ever. But at the same time, like it could be the worst thing ever. So like recently I've learned like there's other things outside of wrestling. Like I need to like because I was always go 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 thinking about wrestling. Gotta do this and like I kind of just stopped enjoying life. So like one of the best advice I see is like it's a cool job, but like at the end of the day, like there's other things to life than it. So like it's like sometimes like when you're in wrestling, sometimes it can be bad for your mental health because it's like I wake up in the morning, I think about wrestling. I work like go all day, work, wrestling. Go on the weekends, wrestle, and like sometimes you gotta stop and smell the roses with life. Like life is a beautiful thing, and like I learned to kind of just like slow down and enjoy other things besides wrestling. That's
Yeah,
probably the top of life.
yeah. When you started training, say you get in the ring for the first time, what was it like taking that first bump?
It was so like I said, I was an amateur wrestler, so like my whole life I was so used to like wrestling mats and like wrestling mats like they're not the thinnest either. They're like kind of I don't know how to describe it, but they're pretty thick too. And I remember getting in the ring for the first time and like I wasn't like a lot of people like they talk about like the mats and everything and they're like, oh like it's so hard and stuff. Like that didn't affect me because I was like an amateur wrestler. And to me it feels the same. It don't feel any different. The thing for me was the ropes. Cause like a lot of people don't understand. Like I've done like actual rope before, like how WWE does, but like those steel cables are awful. Cause it's like steel cable with like the best way to describe it. And some people do use it. It's like gardening hose. So like the bump, like yeah, the bump sucked, but like I think worse for me when I first started was hitting the ropes. I remember like after like a while of hitting the ropes, after my first week, like my whole because like when I hit the ropes, my triceps right here hits it. And I just remember like waking up one day and just black and blue and brown my whole tricep was. And that's something like I think was worse than bumping.
And if we can talk a little WWE, if you don't mind, it's set for WrestleMania now. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. Who you got?
Um I think the best bet is Oba. I think in like a business standpoint, Oba should Brock has done it all. Like Brock's not gonna like having Brock win, it's not gonna take anything like it's not gonna like Brock's not gonna gain anything from winning. I think Oba would gain more if he can beat Brock. I think it'd be like Brock after Mania, Brock's leaving for like 3 or 4 months. We're not gonna see Brock again. After Mania, Oba Femi's gonna stay. He's gonna be there the next night on Raw. Brock probably won't be. So business wise and like as a fan wise, I think Oba Femi should win just because they're trying to build a star out of him, and what better way to build a star than beat a man like Brock Lesnar who's done it all, and he's like for the longest time he's been the beast and like he's been the conqueror of the whole roster. So me personally, I think Oba Femi should get a win. Just like business wise, it'd be the best decision.
I agree with you there, but do you
Mm-hmm.
think it should be a hard hitting competitive match, or do you
Oh
think they
yeah, it
just
should.
let Oba go in and destroy him?
I don't think he's just strong. I think like still protect Brock, make Brock still look big and stuff, but like I think it should just be meat on meat, just like two big guys just throwing each other around, just like a gruesome fight.
How are you liking this Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes feud so far?
I haven't been watching a lot of it, but like I think Randy and Cody, it should have happened a while ago. So I'm glad they finally pulled the plug on it. And like I think I think it's smart to do it finally because Cody Rhodes, he's their new John Cena basically, and Randy Orton is a perfect heel. It kind of reminds me of like a John Cena Edge storyline. Like Randy Orton's one of the greatest heels I think in the business, and I think Cody Rhodes is great as a babyface. So it's just a big money match that I think will be great.
Oh yeah, and actually, one thing I was been thinking lately is kind of getting expensive to be a wrestling fan. Not just the ticket prices, but with WWE, AEW, on HBO Max, Netflix, the whole ESPN thing, and now they moved Saturday night's main event uh, to Peacock, and it's just so much you gotta spend just to watch wrestling these
That's
days. It seems like.
Yeah, it's like all like the big companies, like all like the big names in wrestling, like they have been throwing up their prices up, but it's good for a guy like me because you can go see an independent show for 20
Oh yeah,
bucks, 30 bucks and it's not killing your bank account. And me personally, I think like that wrestling is almost as good as TV wrestling. So
oh yeah,
like look at like for IWR for instance, you can see Rhino, you can see like Chris Masters. Next show has Carlito, Road Dogg, Angelina Love. They got Matt Riddle in there, and it's like you can buy a regular seat for 20 bucks, and you're seeing just as good wrestling right in front of your face. That's why I think like it sucks, yeah, like the WWE prices and the AEW prices for like a guy like me though that's making a living off the independents. It's good for me because now people like they can afford a ticket to independent wrestling. So
yeah.
yeah,
And indie shows, what I like about it's smaller venue, of course,
yep,
usually, and it's more interactive. Um, and at WWE shows, you're most likely not going to see Cody Rhodes or a Randy Orton
yeah,
or anybody have a gimmick table set up selling you merch.
exactly. It's real good.
Uh, what are your thoughts on the Hardys?
The Hardys,
Yeah,
oh, they're great. I love the Hardys. I think
and
um one of my so like Jason Hotch, he had a big hand in training me, and like I go on the road with him a lot. Like he's like my wrestling uncle basically. It's like or he's like the cool cousin, I guess. Like he's got to wrestle the Hardys a lot, and every time he tells me stories, like I never got to meet Jeff and Matt yet, but the Hardys are. I love the Hardys. They're probably my favorite tag team of all time, and like see a good friend like Koch of mine to like be able to wrestle the Hardys all the time and tell me the stories about wrestling them. It's the coolest thing ever.
one good thing that I think TNA has done was Mustafa Ali. In
Yep.
WWE, there were times it seemed like they were going to give him a push, and then all of a sudden they just, I don't know if they changed their minds but for some reason, like kind of pushed him down on the card. But he is a great, talented athlete, though.
Yeah, I think he just needed a ball and he just needed to run with it. WWE wasn't willing to give him the ball, and TNA gave him the ball, and he's a star. He really is a star. I think I watch his matches. I've got to watch his a few of his matches like in person at shows. I've been on a few shows with him, and just watching him, like my eyes are amazed every time. I think he's one of the greatest out right now. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Also, you were talking about Jason Hatch, one of the
Yeah.
great hands in the Order 4.
Hmm.
And the I know I keep going back to IWR, and I know this might be kind of unlikely, but there's one match I want to see, and that is Riley Reinhart versus the youngest in charge, Leon Slater.
That would that would be amazing. I love Leon Slater. He's sweet. I met him once. He's a really cool guy. So like Leon Slater, I love watching his stuff. He's really cool. He's a really good guy. He's gonna go to WWE one day. He's gonna be big. He reminds me of what's his name? What's the guy from WWE? the young OG.
Oh, Javon Evans.
Yeah, he reminds me of Javon Evans a lot.
Yeah, I know he's in TNA now, and they got that working relationship. But
Yeah.
I would not be surprised one bit if, when that contract expires, they're offering him an NXT deal, or
Oh,
maybe
100%.
even go right up to the main roster.
Yeah, because he wrestled on John Cena's the final match. He wrestled on that pay-per-view, which is super cool. Yeah, Deion
And
Slater, he's amazing.
I don't know if you can see or not back there, but I got you right on my autograph wall right here, right next to
Yeah,
Chris Bay, right up there with AJ Styles, Sting,
I'm
Lex
next to
Luger.
Chris Bay.
Oh yeah,
That's my buddy.
oh yeah.
I love Chris.
Um, Talking about Chris Bay, it was a scary situation, but I went to the Impact tapings that were here at Wayne State in Detroit, where
Hmm.
the injury, of course, took place.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was scary because at the time, didn't know for sure what was going on. And I don't want to say lucky, but it was good for him that he was in there with true pros like
Yeah.
Matt F. Hardy, who were able to take care of him. And Jeff told, or no, Chris Bay said it in an interview that the finish was for him to go for the swanton, but he told the referee he communicated with Jeff, so he went for a leg drop and missed it on purpose, of course. But from where I was sitting, you couldn't even tell that he missed it. He's so good.
And Chris is a great guy. I was able to meet him like really. I was like maybe like 10, 9 matches in when I met him, and like I I drove him to a show in Michigan one time, picked him up at the airport, and I hung out with him for the day. He's such a great guy. He's like one of the most genuinely nice guys ever. I remember like he traded contact information with me, and it's like till this day we still talk. Like on my birthday, I got a text from him. He's an amazing guy, and like I'm glad he's okay, and I'm glad he's like he like his mind like he's saying right now like it's the greatest story ever told because it generally is like he really defied all the odds, defeat them all, and he really to see him like strive like that and everything. Like I'm glad he's good because he's such a great guy. He is like I was really young. I was like not barely even wrestling at that point. Like he still like was cool with me, hung out with me, traded my contact information, still texts me to this day. Like he didn't have to do that and he still did. And so like Chris Bay, I love him. He's amazing. He's a great guy.
Oh yeah, it's too bad because like you said, he's so talented, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he would have such a great career in his future. And I heard he did an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he said he's making some music and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Yeah, I remember like one of the time I rode with him, he was playing his music while we were driving. He was like showing me songs that he hasn't released yet, and I was like, "This is good, man." He's like, he's really talented. He's a talented overall guy. As a wrestler, musician, just as a guy overall, he's amazing. He's a great guy. I love Chris.
and do you have one dream match? You could, let's just say you could main event a WrestleMania with it. You get to choose your opponent. Who would it be?
It's not feasible now, sadly, but like if you would have asked me this question less than a year ago, I would have said AJ Styles. AJ Styles was one of my favorites. Like when I remember watching him debut and I instantly fell in love with AJ Styles. Big one would have to be Jeff Hardy. The guy behind you, Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth. He's a big one that I'd always want to lace it up with. Those are like the big ones. Like that's kind of a reach, but like one that's probably more feasible. I watch a lot of Tommy Billington. Really like Tommy. I really enjoyed Lee Moriarty and like even though I only wrestled him for like less than a minute in a match, like that was pretty cool. I like those smaller, just rounding ground guys that are like just moving around. Hotch is one of them. I've rode with Hotch 100 times. I've trained with him about 100 times too, and I've never been able to lock up with him at a show. So like that's one that we've been working on. So Hotch is a big one that I've always wanted to lock up with. Same with Trey. I was supposed to wrestle Trey before I was booked to, and then the morning of, like, he had like a lot of like traveling issues and stuff, so he sadly wasn't able to make it to the show. But Trey's a big one. I was supposed to like tag against with my tag partner against Trey and Jake Chris, and it got canceled the day of. So like I gotta wrestle Jake, so I just gotta find Trey next.
Oh yeah, last week at IWR, I have to admit it looked like we were going to see a new United States champion crown after you hit that Canadian destroyer.
This
And
close.
maybe the IWR referees need to go back to school and maybe learn how to count. I
Yeah, they
mean,
probably should.
but that was an awesome match and
Thank you.
definitely enjoyed it.
Really,
And
that was
actually,
really fun match.
yeah, Dean Hendricks is another one I've been impressed with.
I like Dean. He's a great guy. He's backstage. We're always cool with each other. We'll crack jokes all night. I love Dean. He's great. He's a great guy.
IWR, I love it, but I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And the A Team Special Forces, yeah,
Uh huh.
they got a lot of talent, great faction, but the only bad thing about it is they got that annoying little Mountie running around. Avery Hughes is his name.
Yeah.
And don't you just want to be able to punch that guy in the face?
I would love to smack him in the face. I got my hands on him one time in the IWR ring, and it wasn't enough for me. I think one of these days again, he needs to get one of these from me.
And in IWR, who would you say is more annoying, Avery Hughes or Buckeye Sam from the Buckeye Brutes?
That's a hard one. That's bad. That's like, I think they're equally annoying. They both hurt my ears back there. Every time they're on, I hide in a corner. I plug my ears. Has to be Avery. I hate Canada. I hate the A Team, and just that he's affiliated with them. I can't fathom it.
And speaking of the A Team Special Forces, back there in the locker room, are you able to hear any of the chants when the Canadian Ox comes out? Timu Hogan.
Oh, yeah, I hear it. You hear. That's what's cool about that locker room. Like, you hear everything. So like I hear it every time. It makes me crack up.
But I have to admit though, if I met up with him alone somewhere, I don't think I would say that.
No, Ox is a scary man.
Yeah, he's a big dude. And coming up, IWR has some big shows coming up. Insane WrestleFest 2, as he mentioned. And they got Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart coming in.
Yep.
And Carlito, who
Yep.
I met once actually in 2005 when the Survivor Series was here. He did a signing here at the Taylor Walmart. He was
That's pretty
a
cool.
cool guy.
I was
And
2 years old when that happened.
man, wow, that makes me feel old. And so it was announced recently that the IWR, I guess you could say, is expanding to Wyandotte in the Grizzlies bar. Is it?
Yeah, it's at Grizzlies. It's May 21st. We're making our debut at Grizzlies, and we'll be running Wyandotte every 6 weeks. So there will be an IWR show every 3 weeks now. There'll be an IWR show for the rest of the year, which is really exciting. IWR is expanding. We were doing Port Clinton for a while. We did another city near Ann Arbor. I forgot what it was called. Now we're in Wyandotte every 3 weeks. And we're in Monroe every 3 weeks, every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks we'll be in Wyandotte. Every 6 weeks we'll be in Monroe. So there'll be an IWR show every 3 weeks now, which is great. Great.
How did you like working in Monroe still, but at the Frenchtown complex?
I love that. I love that venue. I've wrestled there twice now. It's a cool venue. It's a really great venue. It's a packed crowd. Like the first time I wrestled PCO and Soul Taker there, and I remember like getting out there and sitting on the top rope, and I couldn't even see last row. It was such a big crowd. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, I was at Seasons Beatings in December with Paige, aka Soraya, there, and all the seats were filled, and there were even people in the back standing, room only.
Yeah.
It was an awesome show.
Hmm.
And did you have a chance to maybe talk to Paige a little bit?
Yeah, I met her in passing. I she mentioned my gear to me. She said she liked my gear and everything. She gave me a hug, and that was basically it. It was cool though, cause like I remember when Paige debuted in WWE, and like being able to meet her was super cool.
Oh, yeah, she seems like she would be a really nice person to talk to.
Yeah,
And
she was super nice to me.
also on that show, we had we mentioned them earlier, the former Festus, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. They seemed like
Yeah, I was able to say hi to them. They were super cool to me too. They're all cool people. Everybody in wrestling's cool for the most part. Like people like to forget, like, oh, they were on TV. So like I was like that at first too. I was like unapproachable with them, but they're at the end of the day, they're all just human too. Like I'm not afraid now. I walk up to them, try to spark a conversation. They were great guys.
oh yeah, I have to admit, the first wrestler I've ever met in person was Macho Man Randy Savage, and
That's
I was only in fourth grade, I think, and I was nervous. I I was because watching or getting a chance to meet you grew up watching one of your childhood heroes. It was like I think I barely even slept the night before. I was so excited.
yeah.
It
I
was
I met Sheamus before at an airport, and he was on the same flight as us. We were going from Detroit to Tampa, I think it was, or it was a connecting flight from somewhere to Tampa, and he was on the flight. And I remember we were like loading, we were sitting in like the our gate, and I saw Sheamus, and I remember I was like probably like 8 years old, 9 years old at the time, and I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, that's Sheamus, that's Sheamus. My dad's like, where's he at? I'm like, he's right there, Dad. He's like, all right, cool. And like Sheamus was kind of looking his hood up, and he's like crouched down in the chair, and he had like a hat over his face. He was like trying to sleep. And my dad, he has balls, man. He walks up to Sheamus, starts tapping him on the shoulder. He's like, hey, are you Sheamus? I'm like, Dad, you can't wake him up. My dad woke him up from his nap. My dad didn't care. He like put me and my brother next to Sheamus, and we took a picture with him. It was cool.
yeah. I know you haven't been in the business very long, but have you had anybody approach you in public or anything for any autograph?
Yeah, I've had like just a few. I mean, there was like I one time I had some guy walk up to me in a Kroger bathroom. I was like taking a pee, and he was talking to me. But yeah, I've had a few.
And are you cool with it if somebody asks for an autograph or a picture?
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I'm just a human at the end of the day. I'm nobody special, so yeah, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, but yeah, I heard I know some stories I've heard people can be rude by it, like CM Punk. I think he was on Colt Cabana's podcast. He said he was in an airport, had his earbuds in, and some guy came in, just yanked him out, and then asked for a picture with him. He said he wanted to punch this guy right in the throat.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, as long as you're nice about it, people usually don't have problems. Just gotta be nice about it. That's kind of not a nice move by that guy.
Oh yeah, I mean, some people don't care though. They see him out like with their kids or trying to eat dinner or whatever, and they just go up, interrupt them.
Yeah, there's and people like that in this world. There's nothing you can do about it. I guess you gotta deal with it.
But I just want to get your thoughts on a few people before we wrap up. And uh, while you were at AEW, this is someone who I grew up listening to on commentary. Did you get a chance to talk to Tony Schiavone?
I think I said hi to him in like passing. There's so many people there, and like I mean I'm there, but I'm technically there as a guest. I'm just there to work for the day. They give us like a day pass, so like I don't want to step on too many toes. So like there'll be times where like guys would approach me and they would talk to me, and of course I would talk back. But like if like there was a time and I saw an opportunity that fit, you kind of just gotta use your judgment. Like I said hi to Tony Schiavone, but like I didn't have a full conversation with him. There's some people like I try to like if I get the opportunity to say hi, I was gonna, but like I wasn't gonna go out my way and like bother them for a hi. But yeah, I think I said hi to Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Motor City Machine Guns?
They're great. Like Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, they're both great guys. I was able to train with Shelley a few times, and he's super cool. He's so smart with wrestling. So I enjoy both of them. It's cool to represent Detroit wherever they go.
And how do you think their run has been in WWE so far? Because at
I
first
think
they put the titles on them, but then lately, though, it seems like they've been barely used here and there.
I think like I said, I think they're great talent. WWE's a there's a it's like a big just how wrestling is sometimes. There's times where IWR where like I'm getting used a lot. Like right now, I'm in the United States title picture. I'm getting used, and there's times where like there's everybody has to take a bite of the cookie. They say there's times where like you just gotta let the other guys take a bite, and when it's your time again, you just get a bite, and like that's just how it is sometimes. So like I think I think they're doing good there, and like with their minds and how long they've been wrestling and what they know, like I think they're really good for the locker room overall.
Are you a fan of Private Party by chance?
Yeah, I like Private Party.
And how about Action Andretti?
Actually, Andretti, yeah, I like Leo Rush. Leo Rush is one of my favorite wrestlers because like he's the same size as me. I like watching a lot of him, so I watch a lot of their tag matches. Leo Rush is a cool guy. I was able to meet him a few times, and he's super nice to me. I love watching him wrestle. So yeah, I like both of them.
Have you had a chance to see any of the new AAA lately?
Yeah, I've watched like the original like the original collab show WWE and AAA did, the Worlds Collide. I really enjoyed AAA.
Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw on one of the wrestling news apps the other day that possibly in May at the Clash in Italy PLE, that could be when Rey Mysterio ends his career. And do you think old Dirty Dominic should be the one who ends it?
Oh yeah, I think it should have happened before they were kind of leaning towards that in San Diego for Survivor Series, and they had John Cena win the title and everything. And like I think they should have done it in Survivor Series in San Diego. I think it would have been the perfect send off for Rey Mysterio, wrestle his son in their hometown and everything in their home stadium. I think it should have happened there. But yeah, I think if someone's to end the career of Rey Mysterio, I think without a doubt it should be Dominic.
We talked a little bit about AJ Styles, but what did you think of his retirement?
It was unexpected. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but AJ he deserved he did a lot for this business, not just for WWE, but for overall. So, if he felt it was time, it was time, and he did enough for this business where like he had a great career and nobody could take that advantage. And I'm glad he's going in the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh yeah, and definitely deserving. And I could be wrong by this, but I was thinking maybe the reason for this year, maybe why it was so soon, is maybe they want him in the WWE Hall of Fame before TNA has a chance to put him in theirs. I could be
That
wrong,
that yeah, that could be it. I don't know.
but
Good philosophy though.
both of them definitely deserving.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
last year, for the first time, we had the Bret Hart Stone Cold match in the first match in the Hall of Fame. And I don't know about you, but I think if there's going to be a TNA match in the Hall of Fame, Unbreakable 2005 AJ Styles.
Daniels Joe, yep,
Yep. Do you
one of my
agree?
favorite matches.
Oh yeah, that I think that's one of the best three-way matches in
I think it is the best three-way match of all time. It's an
and
amazing match.
and I believe that's the first five-star match for TNA
It
that
is, yeah.
Dave Meltzer.
It was.
And As a wrestler, speaking of Dave Meltzer, I know a lot of people, he has a lot of critics in the business, but what's your opinion on him, though?
I think everybody has an opinion. It's just another guy giving his opinion, and people like to take his opinion more than it is. I really don't. I don't really watch what he says or what his rankings are. It's just another guy. Like, if I can look at a match and say this match is gonna be 5 stars. Like Luke's match and say 4. At the end of the day, like, stars really don't mean anything. Like, the wrestlers are happy with it, the fans like it. It's a win-win. So, like, I don't know. People like to follow the stars. If that's their cup of tea, go ahead. It's not something I follow though.
And before we wrap up, how can, if you don't mind, how can fans follow you on social media or anything else?
On Instagram, I'm Riley.Reinhart. On Twitter, I'm Riley__Reinhart. And then Facebook, Riley Reinhart too.
And you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, Riley Reinhart Wrestles. You can
So
watch a few wrestling matches up on there.
hopefully people will go like, subscribe, and what are your predictions or any goals you might have for the rest of the year in 2026?
Big goal is I want to be able to wrestle on TV again, of course. I want to make it out more across the country. I do a lot of the Midwest. I've done a little bit outside the Midwest, but like I want to get out to the East Coast and just learn more. That's the most important thing for me is keep learning, keep progressing.
Yeah, I talked to Cameron Sky one time, and he said even as long as he has been in the business, you never stop learning. You always
No.
learn something new.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and speaking of Cameron Sky, Clash Wrestling, I know you worked one show there.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any chance that maybe you could work for them again, maybe?
Never say never in wrestling. I could. Never know. Never saw where I might pop up.
Did you enjoy your first show for them?
Oh yeah, I really liked it there. Taylortown Trade Center. It was like my papa's been bringing me there since I was a little kid. So like being able to wrestle there was super cool. It's a cool experience.
And it has been great having you on. I just have one last question.
Of
Can
course.
360 Wrestling Fanatic be the official podcast of Riley Reinhart?
Of course, we can make that work. We can do that.
Oh yeah,
That would be sweet.
Like I said, I definitely plan on being at more IWR shows, Monroe or Wyandotte, and I'll definitely see you there, my friend.
Of course. No, thank you so much for the time. I had a lot of fun. This was a cool experience. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for the delay at the beginning.
No,
I apologize.
It's fine. It's no big deal at all. No, don't gotta. We're all humans at the end of the day. Don't say sorry.
It was great talking to you, and have a great night, my friend.
No, thank you. You as well.